Hello math students, this is IXL 7th grade section A2 prime factorization. I want to show you a little trick that I use with my 7th grade students, well, and my younger students too, with prime factorization. Now, prime factorization, basically kind of the definition of it, is that it's a way to rewrite a number as a group of its factors, and the factors are all prime, and so it's a product of these factors, and all your factors are prime. So for example, 2 squared times 3 times 5. A lot of people use factor trees, and factor trees are great. I've used them when I was in elementary school. I discovered later on, after I started teaching, that I actually like this method better. And what we used to call it when I taught 7th grade is upside down division. So we would write the number that we're finding the prime factorization for, and then we would write kind of this upside down division symbol. And first thing I want to do is find the lowest prime number that will divide into this number. Well, here's what you need to remember. If it's an even number, the lowest prime number, the lowest prime factor is always going to be 2. So write your 2 here, and then just divide. 2 will go into 18, or will divide into 18 9 times. If you still have an even number here, then you're going to draw another little upside down division symbol, backwards division symbol, however you want to look at it. And then if it's still even, you're going to put another 2 here. But I'm looking for the lowest prime number that will divide into the number that I have left, this 9. Well, 2 will not divide into it, but 3 will. So I'm going to put my 3 here, and then I'm going to divide. 3 will divide into 9 3 times. And then when you end up with a prime number at the bottom, that's when you stop. Okay, so your prime factorization is this right here on the outside. So it's 2 times 3 times 3. So that's your prime factorization of 18. Now remember, if you have 2 of a factor, you need to use your exponent. And so in this case, it's 2 times 3 squared is our answer. So let's type that in. Let's see. I think I can do it with, let me get back to the pointer. So 2 times 3, and then our exponent of 2. And that was correct. Let's erase our writing here. Okay, next one is 6. 6 is just too easy for me to even use anything besides just saying, okay, I know that 6 is 2 times 3. So let's just enter 2 times 3, and we'll see if we can get a more difficult one here. Okay, prime factorization of 9, well, we just did that one with the 18. Prime factorization of 9 is just 3 times 3, which is 3 squared. 3 squared. Okay, prime factorization of 4 is 2 times 2, 2 squared. Hopefully we'll get to some more difficult ones in a minute where we'll be using our division. Prime factorization of 3 is, if you have a prime number, the prime factorization is just that number. Okay, same thing, 5 is a prime number. Prime factorization is that number. All right, prime factorization of 8. This one might be a good one. Let's try this one. Okay, so let's write our 8 and then our division symbol. It's an even number. Lowest prime number that will divide into it is 2. And 2 divides into 8 4 times. 4 is not prime, so I'm not ready to stop yet. Lowest prime number that will divide into 4 is 2. 2 into 4 is 2. Well, I've ended with a prime number here. I have a prime number, so I can stop. My prime factorization is 2 times 2 times 2, or 2 to the 3rd power, 2 cubed. So that is my answer, 2 cubed. 2, and then my exponent, 3. Let's do one that's a little bit more difficult. This is asking for the prime factorization of 2. So I'm going to do one that it's not asking me to do. Let me erase my, oh, didn't want to do my eraser. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's just practice one that's a little bit more difficult. It's not this problem, but just so that you see one that goes a little bit further. Let's do 24. So let's say you're asked for the prime factorization of 24. Smallest prime number that divides into 24, 2, because it's even. 2 will go into 24, divide into 24 12 times. Every time I get an even number, I'm going to divide it by 2. 6 is an even number, divide by 2. And then 2 into 6 is 3. When I have a prime number here, I stop. My prime factorization for 24 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Count up the number of 2's. I've got 3 of them. So that's 2 to the third power times 3. That wasn't the problem we were given, so we're not going to enter that and get it wrong. But we were all the way up to a SMART score of 55 anyway, so we were getting up to what I consider proficiency, which is the 80 SMART score. So hope this helped. Let me know if you have any questions. You can comment on my video if you have questions or comments.